with me on Facebook. Thank you for joining me. I hope you become a subscriber. We're now up to, I think 362 subscribers. I want to get to 400. That's going to be a milestone for us. It's free, so if any of this is interesting to you, I hope you'll subscribe to the Scudemy YouTube channel. It's free, and just subscribe and you'll get an alert every time we do something new. So in part of the series, The Truth Behind the Microphone, let's talk about selecting topics. I'm going to show you a topic that I'm going to talk about on my show tomorrow. It's my radio show on WWL, AM, FM, and radio.com. I'll be talking about this tomorrow. This is a great topic. It's a great topic because it is guaranteed to generate a lot of phone calls, a lot of reactions from the audience, guaranteed. A lot of text messages, guaranteed. I know it's going to happen. I've been in this business long enough to know. Sometimes there are topics and hey, I hope this goes well. I'm not sure. I'm going to talk about this. I don't know if it's going to get a lot of calls, but I feel like talking about this anyway. But this is a topic, and there are some topics that you just know will generate a lot of calls. And the question is, why will this topic generate calls? What is it about a topic that causes people to call in or text in? Quite often, people are motivated by hate. They're motivated by fear. They're motivated by their territorialism, protecting their territory. They're motivated by this just general desire to want to bash people, want to criticize people. Yeah, all of that is part of it. Here's the topic for tomorrow. I've already made some notes on it. See this? NASCAR is banning the Confederate flag from all races, all events, and all NASCAR properties. Is this going to cause anybody to stop going to or watching NASCAR? This is going to be a great topic tomorrow. So sometimes we select topics because it generates a lot of calls, and there will be a lot of calls. There will be people saying, yes, the Confederate flag is offensive. And see, this is the thought process that I go through in talking about topics. I have to think about what's going to come up on the air. Well, first of all, by bringing up this topic, I know that I'm going to get calls from people who say, NASCAR shouldn't have done this. NASCAR sucks. It's bullshit. They shouldn't have done this. They should have stuck to it, because you know what? The Confederate flag is about Southern heritage. It's about my Southern roots. I know that argument's going to come up tomorrow. There will be those who will say it's about time to ban the Confederate flag because it's outdated. It's over. It may have stood for the South at one point, but in the minds of many, it stands for a racist South. And many people have hijacked the Confederate flag and turned it into a flag denoting racism. There are a lot of people who say, no, the Confederate flag is about my Southern heritage. I guarantee you, a lot of these people don't know a damn thing about their Southern heritage or know a damn thing about the South, other than they live in it. So it's a great topic because it's going to inspire people on both sides to clash. In fact, maybe on my radio show tomorrow, maybe we'll do crosstalk, which means we'll get somebody on the air, get a listener on the air who is criticizing NASCAR for banning the Confederate flag, and somebody on the air with them at the same time who says it's about time to ban the Confederate flag. In fact, the state of Mississippi is now considering changing its flag because I think it's the only flag left in the nation that has the Confederate flag as part of the state flag. Why is all this happening? All of this is happening because of the powder keg that was exploded when that Minneapolis police officer kneed the life out of George Floyd. So this is all part of that. But when you think about the tradition of NASCAR, I'm surprised NASCAR did it. I'm proud of NASCAR for banning the Confederate flag at all events and all races. I think it's great. But a lot of people are going to be critical. But how critical? Those who are really into NASCAR, are you going to stop watching NASCAR because they no longer allow the Confederate flag to be displayed? That doesn't say much about your commitment to NASCAR. If something as simple as they ban this flag from the past, they ban a flag, they ban a symbol, and you're not going to watch anymore? You're not going to go to NASCAR? It sounds to me like you really didn't care about NASCAR. Or you're going to call in radio talk shows and you're going to tell people, I'm not watching anymore, but you're really going to watch. You're really going to still pay attention. You're really going to have your favorite drivers because you love it. You love the racing. You love the possibility that there might be a crash. Not that you want anybody to be hurt, not that you want there to be any crashes, but you like that possibility. It's part of the excitement of watching NASCAR. So this is going to be a great topic. NASCAR decided that the Confederate flag is contrary to the commitment to provide an inclusive environment. NASCAR. You know, I'm assuming that there are actually some Democrats who watch NASCAR. Of course, I'm being ridiculous. It's not all conservative Republicans watching NASCAR. But that is a big part of the base of NASCAR. But really, I mean, do you really need the Confederate flag anymore? I mean, so what if it's gone? So what? It's the past. If you want to keep it in your home, that's fine. Nobody's going to stop you from doing that. If Southern heritage is so important to you, you want to keep the Confederate flag at home, that's fine. I wouldn't fly it outside of my house. Think about all the people that might go to NASCAR and want to put the Confederate flag outside of their RVs or their campers, or sitting in the stands with their Confederate flag. Now, I guess they're not going to be able to ban somebody who wears like Confederate flag shorts or a Confederate flag halter top, but the Confederate flag will be banned. Here's a couple of comments. This one says, I've been listening to you since the 70s. Thank you. I'm honored and I appreciate that. If you do crosstalk, you better keep your finger on the dump button. Yes, I will. Hey, here's another reason to download the app radio.com. Now, my radio show on WWL in New Orleans is on 870 AM and 105.3 FM. But it's also on radio.com. Best place to listen to it. Stream the show, radio.com, download the app, and type in WWL, and you've got my show and the whole station wherever you've got your phone. But here's why it's cool. Because if somebody says something and I have to dump it, it doesn't dump on radio.com. No, you get to hear it all. If somebody lets, it doesn't happen often, but sometimes it does. If somebody lets profanity fly, you get to hear it if you're listening on radio.com. over the broadcast stations. It's dumped. So again, I just wanted to give you a little insight into topics. I'm looking forward to this topic tomorrow. I know it's going to generate a lot of calls. Look, almost everything we do generates a lot of calls, but this is a guaranteed hit when it comes to generating calls and text messages, because it's about the Confederate flag, it's about the past, it's about the South, it's about slavery, it's about racism, it's about who's right and who's wrong, it's about I have a right to do this, even if it's not the right thing to do, others saying I'm offended by this, it shouldn't be there. So it is like a good topic. So we'll talk about this on the show tomorrow afternoon, 1 to 4 Central Daylight Time, 1 to 4 New Orleans time. And I just mentioned this on my Instagram account, which is also Scoot on the Air. Remember the 80s band Wang Chung? Remember the song, Everybody Have Fun Tonight, Everybody Wang Chung Tonight? And I think we all kind of figured out what Wang Chung meant. Everybody Wang Chung Tonight, yeah, okay. Anyway, they got a hold of me and they have redone the song. Instead of Everybody Have Fun Tonight, it's Everybody Stay Safe Tonight. And so they've redone the song. I'm going to play part of that on my show tomorrow, and I'll talk to Wang Chung was a duo. I'll talk to one of the guys in Wang Chung on the show tomorrow about 2:10. And in the first hour of my radio show, we'll talk about, in particular, the movie Grand Canyon, but also other movies that did a really good job of giving us a powerful message about racism and race relations in America. Here's another comment that says freedom of speech versus freedom of offense should be a great debate. Well, you know, of course, nobody can guarantee that you're not going to be offended by something. I'm all for doing some things that offend others, because that's part of freedom of speech. But I was born in the South, born in New Orleans, lived all over the country. I'm from here. I'm back home in my apartment in New Orleans, kind of stuck here a lot since the COVID pandemic hit, which is okay because I do enjoy my apartment. But I don't need it anymore. And it's sad that some people have hijacked the flag to mean racism. And that's not right. So I don't need it. I mean, so what? If you love NASCAR, you love NASCAR. And I can't imagine that there would be very many people that would decide, oh, well, they've banned the Confederate flag, I'm not going to watch NASCAR anymore. I mean, really, if that's all it takes to get you to stop watching NASCAR, I would suggest that maybe you weren't that big a fan in the first place. I'm Scoot. Thank you for joining me on the Scoot on the Air YouTube channel. I do hope you subscribe. One day we might actually have a set. See, we have these fancy graphics. One day we might actually have a set, and this will continue to be an extension of my radio show on WWL in New Orleans. So stay safe. Have a good night. Join me on Scoot on the Air Facebook Live tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock.